about to find out who is going to get the gold medal. Time for the recurve under 21 women's gold medal final. The archers are parading out. We'll go down and hand over to the stadium announcer for the athlete introductions.
On target number 1, representing Turkey, Ezgi Basaran. And on target 2, representing Spain, Leyre Fernandez Infante. And your land catch for this match,
Well, big Spanish contingent out there as Leyre Fernandez Infante takes on Ezgi Basaran from Turkey. Spain versus Turkey. Spain have had a good tournament here, haven't they, Richard?
Spain, yes, and well expected. I know they have good programs there. They have a nice academy around Madrid, and very good coaching at national level as well. They always seem to produce a wealth of talent there, especially the girls' side. Always competitive.
Yeah.
You know, once you have a succession of archers, it just breeds success in the future. It's
really
just normal to be competitive,
yeah.
so
it's
that
interesting.
really helps.
Having a little seedling come through really does push things on. Time to go for gold here, though, and again, it's Turkey challenging with Ezgi Basaran starting with a 9.
So Turkey girl Basaran, she's already in the senior national team, very experienced. I think she appeared a year or so ago. Again, on the full training program. She's used to working really hard, of course.
Bit of pressure, though, I feel, comes with these younger archers from Turkey. Of course, there's pressure on the seniors, but they're used to handling, more experience.
Yes.
But yesterday we saw one of the teams perhaps struggling under that weight of expectation.
Well, yeah, they're expected to win something, aren't they? And that has its pressures. They don't want to be sitting on the plane going home and haven't gone home or something. That's not where you want to be, is it?
Well, Basaran started this one off at a rate of knots at 28, is out of reach already for Fernandez Infante. And well, a big spread of arrows as well. And I can almost see you wincing there, Richard. That's not what an archer wants.
No, she wasn't happy with that shot at all. Yeah. Again, that smooth, clean, crisp shot that you want to do, that didn't happen. And that's one thing that happens under pressure on the stage. If you don't do that, then you pay the price, don't you?
Well, one thing is for sure, the Spanish spectators, part of the team, are really trying to liven things up. What's going on here?
So, yeah, she's chatting through what she should have done. She's only shadowing the proper flow of the technique. Great coach, ex-great competitor myself. He'll be talking to you exactly what she needs to do. Get back on your process, pick your spot, finish the shot. Could be the Spanish versions of what I've said there.
Yeah. And then we'll give you a good paella for dinner.
The Spanish do work a lot on the psych part of the game. They're very much psych related to process.
During the enforced hiatus, I saw the Spanish coach on as part of a sort of a lecture series with a bunch of coaches. I think you may well have been on one of those over lockdown with World Archery, and he talks very specifically about what you mentioned earlier on, having your style, teaching your way, but treating each individual athlete as an individual.
Because you've got to find out, every archer can't do everything. We can't do it from the book. Some can, but most can't. And you've got to find out what can they do, what are the strengths, but what can they do, and you keep improving on that. We're trying to get rid of the limitations, but we've got to keep the strengths.
Well, we're going to need some strength here from Leyre Fernandez Infante. She starts the second set trailing by 2 set points, but that looked like a pretty decent shot.
Yes, she did the shot she was supposed to do on that one. That was really good. Basaran looks in good form, doesn't she?
She's got some support in the crowd as well.
See, they're very shaky on the bow arm. She's just one of the issues with recurve archers shoot with the clicker, and when that becomes part of your conscious brain trying to make it click, you see that shaking comes in, and then those little execution errors start to creep in. And then we just miss the lines. 10s become 9s, 9s becomes 8s, and then you start leaking points. So that was sort of the shake made it go into the 7. The smoothness not quite there. Yeah, actually Basaran there, her bow arm was shaking quite a lot, wasn't it? That was an uncharacteristic shot from it.
Well, sharing the points there, perhaps Basaran had an opportunity to go into the lead, but here's one for you, and I'm happy for you to tell me I've got it completely wrong here, but did the speed that Basaran was shooting at affect Fernandez Infante, and then affected her, because she didn't have enough time to recover?
Of course, I mean, these girls will be shooting 40 pounds plus, I'm sure of that. That's a lot of work, and you need some seconds for the lactate to come out the muscles and relax, and then you prepare mentally, and there isn't time.
Yeah, it's almost like an on-off switch when you're shooting at this kind of pace.
And then your brain is switching from, sort of performance, and then it's about outcome, and it's about your technique and process, and they got all these things going on, hitting you all the time.
And with all that, your heart rate is pounding as well.
I wish they would do it every shoot where we could see the heart rate of the athletes. I think people would be quite surprised how high it goes.
It'd be brilliant on the graphic, wouldn't it?
We need to see it. It kind of lets us see the stress levels, because some of them look quite calm and relaxed, and I'm sure they're not.
Yes, they're good at hiding their emotions, I've found, archers. Well, a tied second set puts Basaran 3-1 up, so holding that 2-point lead, but of course 1 point closer to the target score of 6. Gold medal and a European title at stake. So big deep breath from Fernandez Infante. She needs to fight back right now.
Nice shot, wasn't it? Yeah, that was. Her eyes wasn't even a blink. She was focused.
9.
That
was a lovely shot, yes. Very quick, powerful.
Do we think the 9 is a 10 and actually they're all square at the moment?
I think it is.
So these 2 hours really important. Another 9. So we think that Fernandez Infante is actually on a 28 here. We have to wait for confirmation, of course. But a 10 here would definitely put this out of reach. Now, this is where the measure becomes very, very important.
You need a present from the judge to get that one. Often these are 50-50 and not everybody's eyes are the same.
Interesting.
Yes.
Potentially controversial, Richard Priestman.
I mean, the archers and the coaches always think that your archers are in.
Of course, yes.
And then the other coach's archers thinks he's out. And then you have this discussion, don't you?
Yeah.
And the judges have to be totally neutral. They're under pressure.
Of course
they have to make a decision, and they know it does.
It's the European Championships for them as well. So here is the target judge having a good old look at this one.
They do have really good training, and they have discussions about these things all the time.
And you called it spot on. It has been marked up, and that means it's 28 apiece, and the score changes from 5-1 to 4-2. So Basaran still with a 2-point lead, 1 point closer to the target score of 6 points. But Fernandez Infante is still in this match. Now, are you seeing a chance against Basaran for Fernandez Infante?
Yeah, I think it's still very open. I think this could. Basaran is the quality archer, but She hasn't closed the door, has she? She's had 2 opportunities to close the door, and it hasn't happened. The other girls fought back. There's a big mental game going on, so obviously this set's crucial now.
Absolutely.
See, there's some mental imagery going on there. She's psyching herself up.
Yeah, trying not to show that emotion, though.
Yes. She'll be thinking about the shot. She's running it through.
Yeah.
She's running through the full process. The process has to happen in full, and you have to pick the right spot. 2 things have to go on with the right timing, with the right spirit.
A lot to handle for these young archers. Another deep breath from Infante.
Classic string fingers there. They see like 2.5 fingers, which I like to see.
Now,
let's open the door.
Yeah, it's Basaran licking her lips here. The opportunity.
Again, Basaran again, 2.5 fingers. Oh.
8 for her as well. She's struggling to get this one over the line.
Yeah. She's fighting. You see, she's struggling. The shaking, and she's trying to get. She's trying to make it click, but she made a good shot in the end.
We saw the reaction there from Basaran. Now, the door is open. I think that 9's going to get marked up to a 10. So a 9 might be enough here, but oh my goodness me.
There was your opportunity. You have to take it.
The pressure when you know you can
and
do
the brain, the human brain switches to outcome.
And now this is critical because that is bang on the line here.
Yes.
Now she's got 2 arrows, Basaran, that are measured 8s, and if one of those is to go up, well, in fact, if you look at the scores, it's actually that 9 now that's a critical one. So
yes.
Basaran remains 8-8-8 and a 24, and Fernandez Infante has her 9 marked up to a 10. It won't be 6-2.
No, it could be 5-3, so we'll see. And Basaran's last arrow, that was far from convincing. It's an 8 or a 9, but it wasn't a great shot.
Right, that 9 in the middle is the one that's really important. The one that's being measured at the top of the 10 ring. Is it on the line?
Yes, she pointed up, so it's a 10. So let's see. She's got 2 to look at on the next target.
Yeah, so 24 is Leyre Fernandez Infante's final
the
score.
waiting is terrible, isn't it?
It's great for us, though, isn't it? This is great drama. 2-8, potentially going up for a measure here. The one on the right.
That looks like a 9. That one's an 8. Yeah. Oh.
So you bang on. One of those 8s has been marked up to a 9. So that's a 25, playing a 24. Both archers getting 1 arrow marked up. And it does mean that, the contest is over. And Ezgi Basaran of Turkey is the new European champion.